Okay, we back, man. We live.
We back, man. We back.
Man, welcome back to another episode of No Excuses, man.
For sure.
Man, can't tell the good people at home what to do, man, before we go any further.
Man, like, comment, share, subscribe, man. Hit your post notifications so you know we post, man. And keep running the videos up, man. We greatly appreciate it. Real talk.
Oh, man. So, you know what? I would try to ease our way into this, you know. But today, I want to go and get straight to it, man. Let's go and get straight to it. Because I know for a fact, whenever the people, when they click on this here video, man, you know what they want to hear us talk about, man. Hell, I got it on my
Yeah.
damn hat. It's on the damn jacket as well, you know. I'm here with it, man. I'm here with it, Cap. Selection Sunday just passed by us, and the college football playoff field was set, the 12 teams in it, and Alabama was not selected to be in the first year, edition of the 12-team college football playoff. Alabama missed it. They were the first team out. They were edged out by SMU. Shout out to SMU, got in the college football playoff, and Alabama did. So, Fat, my question to you off the top, and look here, man. Matter of fact, no. Just off the top, and let you do what you do. Did the committee get this right by leaving Alabama out?
For the people that have sympathy in college football, in the college football world, yes, but from a football standpoint, who the better team, who I think the better team, no, I don't think they did, because I thought it was the 12 best teams. No, not to SMU. I just can't say they're one of the 12 best teams when their schedule, which the man, said the strength of schedule matters. So when you're ranked 75th in your strength of schedule, it's hard for me to say that you're a contender when both of the teams that you played that were ranked, you lost to. You know what I'm saying? And the other teams you played were not ranked. So it's kind of hard for me to say that you, based off your resume, to say you one of the 12 best teams. So no, I don't think they did. You feel me? But that's my opinion. They'll say I'm biased. Well, I really don't care. It is what it is. I just don't think that they qualified to make it, because I don't care what your record is. If you haven't played a team that was ranked, that when you played ranked teams, you didn't win neither one of the games, and you have nothing else to go off of but sympathy. Because I don't see how you look at Alabama resume. I understand they lost to Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? That was an embarrassing loss. They lost to Vanderbilt. And I understand that loss. You feel me? But at the same time, you can't harp on all their losses and not acknowledge their wins either. So you can't just pile up on one thing and not congratulate them for the other thing. That's all I'm saying. And then with the committee, I just be wanting consistency, man, because when you came out that Tuesday, I can't think of the guy name right now. What's the guy name?
Ward Manuel.
Yeah, Ward Manuel. When you came out Tuesday, you made it clear that you wanted the teams that qualified are the teams that have the strength of schedule. You said that first. And you said Alabama had a 3-1 record against top 25 teams. And because it came down to Bama and Miami last week, that Tuesday, and you took Miami out, you disqualified them from going to the 12-team playoff because of the same thing with the strength of schedule, because they didn't beat nobody. So you can't come Selection Sunday and go against everything you said. You contradicted yourself. Like I just say, if you go one way, stay that way. Don't just try to make it, you feel me, trying to appease a crowd that hate Alabama, because that's all it boils down to. A lot of these people don't really care for SMU or none of them teams. Like they was harping for South Carolina. Y'all don't really care about these teams. Y'all didn't want Alabama in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. But my thing is, stop trying to put a team in here because of this sympathy story. Put the best 12 teams in the playoffs, man. You know damn well, just like I know, and the committee know, everybody know. Alabama, SMU, if they played Bama in a on a neutral site field or they field, it don't matter where they play it. Bama is probably going to be a double-digit favorite over this team. So we know who the better team is, but the sympathy cards you trying to play for SMU, and then I think a lot of it come off of last year with the Florida State situation that happened last year in the playoffs. I don't think they wanted to rekindle that, start that over again, to have people in uproar because people was damn near ready to take legal action about that last year or whatever, and made a big fiasco out of that. So I think they were scared to really make that move. I think they really wanted to put Alabama in there, but they didn't want to make that move and then, piss everybody off. So I think it was kind of to make everybody happy. Okay, SMU, you feel me? They probably not better than Alabama, but we can't leave them out because we can't do what we did last year. We can't rewrite what we did last year. So we got to kind of give them this by putting 2 ACC teams in there. So I kind of think it was a get back thing from what they did last year to please everybody. That's what I think. I don't think it was just based off of them playing a close game with Clemson. I think it was more than that. That had something to do with it, but it was more than that. You feel me? But like I say, man, I feel like they got it wrong. But they go, oh, you saying that because you Alabama fan? No, it's other opinions that I've watched on different podcasts, different platforms that have the same opinion that I have. So it's not just an Alabama thing. It's a lot of people that feel the same way. But it is what it is. You feel me? You put SMU in. You feel me? If whatever happens with them, I wish the best of luck to them. I'm not wishing bad upon them, but I just feel like they got it wrong because they played the sympathy card. But Bama controlled their own destiny. You know what I'm saying? We could have had a easier road if we would have beat Oklahoma and went to the SEC championship game. Then all of this would have never mattered. So I can't just talk down. Talk down on SMU. You know what I'm saying? And not forget that Bama had the opportunity to not even come to this situation where it had to come to this. So Bama has to take care of their business before all the rest come. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really be that mad that Bama didn't make it. You feel me? I would have liked to seen them go to Notre Dame or go to Penn State or whatever. And I just would have liked to see, the atmosphere of it, just the excitement of it. I was wishing for, I was harping on. But we always say, Q, we never get what we want in sports. Even how much we beg and plead for, we never get what we really want. But Bama, they can't blame nobody but themselves at the end of the day, man. I hate it. I feel like Bama still should have got in over SMU, but it is what it is. Bama should have handled their business when it was in front of them, and they didn't. They slipped up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what got you eliminated out of the playoffs. Hopefully next year we go ahead and handle this. Take care of the business we need to take care of. That way, next year around this time, we won't have to go through this. We just you automatically in there. Just already be qualified. Don't have to wait till Selection Sunday and your heart beating fast and your thoughts rushing to see if where they gonna place us at. I didn't want to ever get in that anyway. That's why I wish SMU would have won the game. Damn, man, why they didn't go for 2? I wish they would have went for 2, man. But that's the story for another day, man. Bama, I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like they should have got in. People got their different opinions. You know how people feel about Alabama. I think it all boils down to a hate thing. It's a Bama fatigue. They tired of seeing Bama there. So, and not just that. I don't think it's the committee tired of seeing Bama there. It's the outsider, the fans and the haters. They tired of Alabama. But it is what it is. Next year, like I say, we get our stuff together and hopefully around this time it won't be this no more. It already be settled in the regular season, so we don't have to come to this and then be crossing our fingers on Selection Sunday because I can't have another year of this. Like, let's take care of our business, get that shit over with, man, so we ain't got to even This ain't even got to be the determined factor out of no Bama and SMU. But you know damn well, shit, Bama. Come on, man. Come on, y'all know damn well Alabama a better team than SMU. Stop having this sympathy story for a team just because y'all tired of Alabama. That's all it come down to. Y'all didn't care who was in that spot because you was rooting for South Carolina a week ago. So come on, man. It's a Bama thing. Y'all tired of Bama. I understand. I get it.
Okay. The question I asked you was, did the committee get it right by putting SMU in over Alabama? You gave your thoughts, I give mine. Did the committee get it right? No. I have on the Alabama hat. I have on the Alabama hoodie. All right. It's an Alabama chill back there somewhere. That camera see that chill, Fat?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in there.
Okay, just making sure. So it's pretty obvious that I'm an Alabama fan. If you watch this channel, I didn't have to even do all that to prove that. But, to the new people that didn't know that, hey, I'm an Alabama fan, right? So, of course, he feels that way. He's biased. Okay. I'm going to make a point. Because before I just directly address Alabama, I'm going to try to attack this from a different angle, okay? Fat, who did SMU lose to?
Clemson.
Okay. Who did Clemson lose to the week before conference championship week, rivalry weekend?
South Carolina.
Okay. So, Clemson beat South Carolina, right?
Yeah.
No, South Carolina beat Clemson. Excuse me.
South Carolina beat Clemson.
In Clemson. And
yes.
Because Clemson plays in a far weaker conference, if you watching this and you think the ACC and the SEC are on comparable levels, you can quit watching. I can't entertain it. I'm sorry, I just can't entertain that. So Clemson plays in a lesser conference. Clemson gets to play in a conference championship, while South Carolina, who plays in the toughest conference in college football, they're at home that weekend. Clemson gets to go to the playoff, while South Carolina gets to go to, I think they in the Citrus Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. And people want me to think that this is being judged correctly, because at the end of the day, after South Carolina beat Clemson, both of those football teams were 9-3, right?
Yeah.
I say all that to say, I am so damn tired of hearing the reason why Alabama didn't get in is because they have 3 losses when they're literally a 3-loss team in the playoff. Literally. Clemson is a 3-loss team. Clemson lost to Louisville. I keep hearing Bama lost to 6-6 Vandy and 6-6 Oklahoma, 2 unranked teams. Clemson lost to an unranked Louisville. Guess who else they lost to? We just said one of them, South Carolina. Who else they lost to? Georgia. Fan, who beat South Carolina and Georgia this year? Who played South Carolina and Georgia this year and beat both of them?
Bama.
So I'm supposed to believe that we're doing this correctly when none of the metrics are adding up. Just a week ago, it's Wednesday. The college football player rankings come out on Tuesday. 8 days ago, whenever the last Tuesday ranking came out before Selection Sunday, everybody was sitting wondering where they're going to place SMU. Not SMU. What was they going to rank? Alabama, Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Miami, right? Miami was ranked right behind Alabama. Why? Ward Manuel, the college football playoff chairman, said that he ranked Alabama above Miami because Alabama had a better strength of schedule. It wasn't close. Alabama was 16. Miami's was 55th. And Alabama was 3-1 against top 25 teams, while Miami was 0-1. Because Syracuse had just got ranked after beating Miami, right? Syracuse beat Miami 42. I would say it was 42-38, if I'm not mistaken. They beat them by 4 or 5 points.
Yeah.
Down to the wire ball games. Syracuse beat them, right? So,
Yeah.
SMU had that same argument with Alabama this weekend. SMU, just much like Clemson, when they played for a conference championship. Now, the difference between my Clemson South Carolina example and my Bama SMU example, because Clemson and South Carolina actually played.
Yeah.
Follow me. So you have SMU who goes and plays an extra game. Why? Because we just established they're in a much weaker conference. So they get to go play in an extra game. Don't win the game. I'm gonna tell you something else I'm tired of hearing is, oh, you can't punish Clemson. You can't punish SMU if they lose to Clemson. That was the whole talk going into the game. If they lose, they need to still get it. It's not they lost the game. They lost the game.
They lost the game.
ACC and the SEC
is
two. All you gotta do is watch this shit on Saturdays. It is two different levels of football.
Watch the game.
It's two different levels of football. Yeah. So for people to try to sit up
this shit like
as if is Alabama didn't have an argument is insane to me. One more point.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm gonna keep going. When you look at, I'm going back to the Bama Miami argument. Miami's strength of schedule was 55th. SMU's was 75th. You knew that going
20 spots behind.
You knew that going into the weekend. SMU played two ranked opponents this year. BYU, everybody keeps talking about Alabama lost to a 6-6 Oklahoma Vanderbilt. BYU lost to 5-7 Kansas. That's who beat SMU. That's not being brought up. Another point. I'm so damn tired of hearing my fellow Alabama fans talk with this holier than thou approach, as if we didn't take care of our business and this. What business does SMU take care of? I'm not finna sit up and I want to make this very clear. Let's remember, last year, whenever it was announced we was gonna have a 12-team playoff, I was firmly against it. Anyway, I didn't think we needed 12 teams to determine a champion in college football. This season confirmed that for me. It is confirmed for me. Yeah. If you disagree with me, cool. Go look at the damn first round in this college football playoff bracket and tell me that we need all these damn teams in the playoff. This ain't just the SMU thing. It's not.
Yeah.
SMU, Indiana, Notre Dame, Clemson, Penn State. We got a good 5 teams that I don't think are worthy of competing for a national championship. I'm gonna tell you, this how this is gonna go.
Oh, boys, the state.
Ain't but 3 or 4 teams that got a real chance to win it. Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia, because of Kirby, culture, roster, been there, done that, heart of a champion. Kirby, Georgia. Ohio State, that roster, that defense. I know the Michigan loss is ugly. I understand that. But I'm not the biggest Ryan Day guy either. But I do trust that defense. They got plenty of talent. They're going to be a tough team to beat, right? I have to say Oregon, they've been the most impressive team throughout the regular season this year. No doubt about it. I'll put Oregon in there. And for a 14, I'm not sure if I have a 14. Because I'm be honest with you, for what I've seen from them this year, I'm not putting Texas in that group. I'm not putting Texas in that group. I'm not. Do I think Texas will get to the Final Four? They should. Do I think Texas is a real national championship contender? I keep seeing all these Vegas sports books. Oh, I've got Texas as the favorite. I disagree with them. I disagree with it. I'm sorry. I'm my Texas stock. I'm out. I'm out on Texas this year. I can't. I don't see Texas winning it all this year. I could be wrong, but nonetheless, people sitting here making it as if I said all that to say with an extra team. I want to make something else very clear before I get to my final point. If Alabama got in the playoff this year, in fact, you know I'm not lying when I say this. I've said this off camera numerous times. I got no problem saying it on camera. I don't think Alabama was a national championship team anyway. I don't. Yeah. I don't think this team would have won the national championship anyway. My problem, for me, it's not even that Bama didn't get in that you can say got me amped up or bothers me. It's not that. What bothers me is the inconsistency and the selection process and the criteria that we go to get these 12 teams. That's what bothers me.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yeah.
This stuff can be fixed. You can't sit up here. I'm going to tell you, it's just like this right here, man. We got a 12-team playoff. We, as a college football world, pretty much outside of a few Big Ten, diehard Big Ten fans, we, as a college football world, pretty much unanimously all agree in unison that the SEC is the best conference in college football. We all kind of agree with that.
Hell yeah.
SEC got 3 teams in the playoff. And
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Me that's the way that this playoff, that this bracket is wrong. It's wrong, and y'all know it's wrong. And I'm gonna tell you how we know it's wrong. Why we don't need the 12-team playoff in the first goddamn place, especially if we're gonna do bullshit like auto bids for all the conference champions, and we giving out first round buys to Boise State and Arizona State. What are we doing? I'm gonna get to that part later. The SEC, the number 1 conference in the sport. They generate the most money. Their games get the most views. This damn near the conference that keep the lights on in the building, so to speak. Yeah. And they get 3 teams in it. Guess who the SEC got a deal with that started this year for the next 10 years? ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So leaving Bama out not only didn't make sense to me from just a pure football standpoint, and I'm going to tell you how I know for a fact everybody knows that they got it wrong, because if everybody would have just been in unison and SMU would have been in, it wouldn't have been no goddamn backlash. It wouldn't have been controversial. It wouldn't have been controversial. But the mere fact, what they did was they used Bama for clicks, views. Let's keep this interesting, because now I want to believe for when they put Alabama in front of Miami, it was just to goddamn shit on Bama at the end, because I'm kind of with you now that you say you made me think about it. This is get back for last year for Florida State.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
They wasn't going to let Bama fuck the ACC 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
They wasn't going to let it happen.
Yeah.
So for the people,
I don't think Bama was going to make it regardless.
So for me, Fat, the people that can watch this and go, oh man, that's biased Alabama fan talking. That's fine. If you feel that way, that's fine. So my response to that, my rebuttal to that would be, okay, now refute my South Carolina Clemson point I just made. Because that's the same damn point from South Carolina to Clemson. It's the same point.
Yeah.
It's the same point. Stop telling me SMU, oh man, they went 11-1 and they lost on the last second. They had the 75th. They had the 75th ranked strength of schedule going in the conference championship weekend. Only thing they added to it was a loss. Y'all trying to act like they lost to Clemson, fine and dandy. And we're gonna sit up here and act as if they belong in the playoff for any other reason. No, SMU got in the playoff for 3 reasons. The 3 reasons are, for one, the committee did not want to face the backlash of putting Alabama in, because people was going to do their fake ass riot on the internet. That's one. For 2, Alabama is looked at as if they fucked the ACC last year when they got into Florida State, which I don't understand why that was controversial. It's not Alabama's fault that Florida State wasn't nowhere near the same caliber football team after Jordan Travis got injured, but they made that out to be a big deal. That's reason number 2. Reason number 3 why SMU got in. It's one simple word, and I'm with you on it. It is sympathy. It is sympathy. The whole world sat and watched SMU play that game against Clemson, ACC championship the other night. That game had more ratings and views than it would have had. I wonder why, because you know who was attached to it. So majority of the people watching the damn game was Bama fans anyway, because we were eager to see how it was going to play, how it was going to turn out. Bama had one outcome that could have possibly happened for that for them to miss the playoff, and I'd be damned. I said it last week. The only way Bama don't get in, Clemson went by a walk-off field goal. What happened? Clemson won by a walk-off field goal. Yeah. And everybody wants to sit up here and, oh yeah, it's right, man, and SMU deserves to be. If I ask you this simple question, who you think the better football team, Bama, SMU? If your answer is Bama, but man, stop. We stop right now. If your answer is Bama, I don't need to hear the word but after. We're supposed to be going with the 12 best football team. I don't just have a problem with Bama missing it. I got a problem with South Carolina missing it. I got a problem with Ole Miss missing it. And I got a problem. I'm not gonna lie to you. For this SMU shit, we could have thrown Miami in though.
Yeah.
We could have threw Miami in though.
Yeah.
That's my problem with the whole thing is the way that I'm sitting here, I'm looking at a playoff bracket, and there are teams in that bracket that I know Alabama got a better resume than. I know South Carolina got a better resume than. I know Ole Miss got a better resume than. There are not many teams in that bracket that got a win over Georgia like Ole Miss and Alabama. There's not many teams in there that's got a win on the road against a conference champion in Clemson like South Carolina. That's 3 playoff teams that's on the outside looking in because they play in a tougher conference. To me, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
That's bullshit.
That's some bullshit. Stop. I guarantee you. I guarantee you this. I guarantee you this. Mark that date. Because like Sunday that just passed was December the 8th. December the 8th.
Yeah.
December the 8th, 2024. That was the first selection Sunday for the 12-team playoffs. This has been 12 teams, right? I guarantee you this. Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, is not a happy camper. He shouldn't be because my conference got did dirty because we know we got the best conference and we feel as if our teams are being punished for playing each other. I guarantee you this.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet you that what happened to the SEC the other day. I noticed. I'm not just saying about that happened to the SEC the other day. I am willing to bet you that never happens again. That won't never happen again.
Yeah.
That won't.
Nah.
That won't never happen to the SEC again. Nah. It won't. It won't.
Yeah. 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 We gotta stop these automatic bids, bro.
I don't get how people look at this shit with a straight face and try to come up with some other angle. And maybe I could seem a bit insensitive or irrational because SMU has had they have had a good season. They've had a good season because guess what? They can't help who they play how good their competition is. My thing is neither can Alabama, neither can South Carolina, neither can Ole Miss. The SEC should automatically earn. The SEC should have 4 auto bids before this shit even start. How Greg Sankey signed off on this deal for this format is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. That shit is insane to me.
Yeah. Because I'm like you, man. It's the 12 best teams, man. You put a team in there just based on them 3 reasons you just said. The Florida State last year, y'all didn't want to face the backlash of that. You know what I'm saying? Sympathy, like I, previously stated.
Sympathy, man. It is.
It was just a lot of it is sympathy, man. Because you cannot tell me that you watch SMU play and Alabama play and tell me that SMU is better than Alabama. You're lying to yourself. That's not true.
It ain't even got to be a SMU Alabama type of conversation.
Or South Carolina. Or Ole Miss. None of them teams.
The other night, Clemson took their foot off the game. They took their foot off the gas in the 4th quarter and like the fucked up. But if you watch that shit for 3 quarters, Clemson dominated SMU in the trenches. SMU, and you got to understand, SMU comes from the American Conference. This is their first year in the ACC. They're not a fully Power 4 built team yet. They look like an American Conference team to me.
Yeah.
So take that.
Yep.
Take SMU, what you just saw, and imagine them in these playoffs finna go to Penn State. And when they go to Penn State, they're more than likely get the doors blown off of them. Then what are y'all gonna get on the internet and say then? Oh, they still got it right. But remember, I'm somebody. I understand, man.
Yeah.
This come off as biased because Bama just happened to have been the team in these particular situations, man. That's why I try to use that South Carolina example to let you know it's not just a Bama thing for me. I'm all about putting a better football team in because I think Bama better than SMU. I think Clemson better than I think South Carolina better than Clemson. 2022 playoff, when TCU lost that Big 12 championship to Kansas State, I was one of the main people saying, this TCU team, they don't belong. They had struggle wins all year. They didn't beat nobody worth it. They lost their conference championship. And I said they don't belong. And to their credit, they got in and they beat Michigan. People said, oh, you shut up. They do belong. I said, you know what? Time will tell. And they played Georgia for their national championship. TCU got beat so bad by Georgia in the national championship that we forget they beat Michigan to get there.
Yeah.
Most people can't even remember who TCU beat to get to the Natty. That's how bad it was. I
Yeah.
don't give a damn for Cinderella stories in this sport. They don't exist. I know how this ends. It's not going to end with the glass slipper. That glass slipper is a cleat that is going in your ass. I'm telling you. I know how this sport works. That's just how
the Blue Bloods. The Blue Bloods
this ain't
gonna
college
come out with.
basketball.
You heard me?
Say it again.
You heard me? I said the Blue Bloods gonna come out on top, man. I don't give a fuck about the Cinderella story. The Blue Bloods, they don't never tell you the end of the Cinderella story, do they? Shit. That shit come to an end, man. You know damn well SMU ain't finna go and win no championship. You know that shit, man. Them folks is not gonna win no championship.
I wanna pivot to this here, man, before we close out the episode. Because I also want to look over the whole bracket. I just want to give my complaints about the bracket and what I think is wrong with this fucked up ass system. And then next week we'll make our predictions of who we think gonna win the games and gonna win the whole thing. We'll do that next week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First off, number one. I said it earlier. I was kind of in the middle of a rant. I've calmed down. I'm gonna repeat it again. Why does Boise State and Arizona State have byes? You mean to tell me you watched all these teams play football all year long, and you're telling me the team that deserves a bye is Boise State or Arizona State, but Ohio State and Texas and Tennessee have to play? And ain't nothing wrong with this system.
That shit made no sense.
That's one. That's one. That's one. Speaking of conference championships, the Big Ten championship the other night was Oregon versus Penn State. Penn State lost to Oregon by a final score of 45-37. Pretty exciting Big Ten championship competitive game, right? Oregon won the game, and Oregon got the harder path to the national championship than Penn State. Oregon got to play the winner out of Oregon plays the winner out of Ohio State and Tennessee. Penn State plays SMU, and then when they beat SMU, they play Boise State to get to the semifinal. Now that's probably where all the fun going in for Penn State. They're gonna run to Georgia by the end. That's where they're running to Georgia at. But still, they get to the Penn State going to the Final Four. At the end of this year, somebody gonna be fooled and tricked into believing that Penn State is a Final Four team because of the pass that they got. Right? Cool. I didn't watch Penn State this year. That ain't a Final Four team. But nonetheless, that team will not win the championship. But nonetheless, I'm not trying to diss Penn State. It just is what it is. Moving on. Another complaint. And the way that we're doing this, I hate to keep bringing Alabama into it, but I have to say this. Don't pay attention to the seed. Look at the rankings of the final 12. Alabama ranked at number 11. Clemson ranked at number 16, but because they won the conference with these auto bids, they get in the playoff as the 12 seed. Bama pushed out. The committee that ranks this shit don't even think Clemson a top 12 team.
That's crazy, man.
The committee that does the ranking don't even think Clemson a top 12 team. That's how I know SMU being in some bullshit. They had to leave them in there. Clemson beat SMU, and SMU still ranked in front of them. But guess what? Hold time. Look, they're going to say then. SMU ain't lost for 2 games. Clemson lost 3. They had literally the week before just ranked Alabama in front of Miami. 3 lost Alabama in front of 2 lost Miami. Mississippi with the 3-2 loss.
Exactly.
They didn't have. It wasn't justified. They put SMU in because it was what they call PC, politically correct.
Yeah.
That is all it boils down to. That is all it boils down to. I don't give a damn about stop. Miss me with the bullshit, man. Miss me with the bullshit. Because y'all, the same people talk about SMU, gonna be the main one that act like they didn't see none of the game when they get blown out. It is coming inevitably. And guess what? It's either gonna come against Penn State. They could get in the shootout with Boise State. I guarantee you they get to the semis by the time they run across Georgia. This one, the blowout coming. I don't know if I trust Penn State to take care of the business the right way. I know for a fact by the time we get to Kirby and Company, they gonna do like they did goddamn TCU ass. I know that. I know how
Yeah.
this ends. So
Yeah.
then people say, oh, but they
Yeah.
won 2 games. Last year's 14 playoff was amazing, man. Them 2 semifinals. And I'm saying as a Bama fan that lost to Michigan, that game went to overtime. Amazing.
Yeah.
The Texas-Washington semifinal.
Yeah.
That game went down to the last play.
That's
Amazing.
what the playoff
Right
is.
now, the national championship, Michigan ran away from Washington national championship, but still, that was a good college football playoff. This year, this first round, name me the matchups that seem so intriguing, other than Tennessee, Ohio State. Name them.
Yeah.
In fact, I got news for you. The second round, it's even worse. The only interesting path throughout this entire playoff, like until you get to the semis, gonna be that triangle between Oregon, Ohio State, and Tennessee. The rest of the other ones, we kind of know how this going.
Yeah.
Like just it's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Why does whenever we had the 14 playoff, when it was 14 playoffs, because you still had the Pac-12 was still up and running then. So you have 5 power conferences with 4 playoff spots. So one conference champion was automatically left out anyway. That ain't the goddamn count the fact that a couple of them years, Georgia and Bama both made the 14 playoff. So that's another conference championship out. Why is that? Let's do the basic mathematics. Bama and Georgia, both SEC teams. Only one of them can be the champion. The other one to run up, both of them in the playoffs. So what that means? It's 2 conference champions left out. So why do we agree to this 12-team format to put every conference champion in when we weren't doing that off the rip anyway? The process is fucked up, man. It's fucked up. And I'm gonna tell you what we need to do. Another way we can fix the playoff, move forward in the future. Another way we can fix it. You can keep the 12 team. Get it right. The auto bid shit can go. This group of 5 auto bid, the conference champion, fuck all that. I was a 12-bid thing for me personally.
Yeah.
But the committee can go. You got AI and computer systems that can do everything in the goddamn world now. We used to pick it with BCS computers in it, where they pick 1 or 2, everybody else shut the fuck up, you ain't here. Let's go back. Let the BCS model pick the 12-team playoff.
Yeah.
I don't see it why it can't happen. I don't see why it would be a debate. Because at this point, you ain't got to watch these motherfuckers come on TV every Tuesday and tell you a bunch of bullshit that you don't really listen to anyway. That's why at one point, I quit watching the damn Tuesday ranking show. I bullshit you now.
Yeah.
The only reason I started back watching this show was right here at the end when I seen Bama had a shot to get in. Because I was watching the phone. That's just me. That's just me. So for me, there's ways to fix this.
Because they don't never stick to what they say.
Oh man, he seems so mad because he's an Alabama fan. My problem is that they just spit in the face of the SEC and strength of schedule. So while everybody getting their jokes off at the Alabama fans, oh man, y'all just upset, but y'all get in all the time. That's fine. You're right. I do get in all the time. But for the next team that's in Alabama situation against the SMU situation, whenever they get in with a much weaker schedule, but because you have one more loss, but you played a much tougher game, it ain't gonna be so funny when it happened then. Now is it? Then it ain't gonna be funny. Yeah, I'm always on the side of what's right. I don't give a damn about it being Alabama. I didn't think that was going to win.
But that's gonna happen next time. But it ain't gonna be Bama. It's gonna be somebody else.
Right, man, that shit ain't right. They know it ain't right.
Next time it's gonna be another team. It's gonna be another SEC team that should happen to. It ain't gonna just be Bama. It's gonna be some other teams that should happen to. And let's see if y'all got the same joke that y'all had with Alabama that y'all gonna have with the other SEC team. Because it's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you now. If that shit if they don't make a change with that shit gonna happen next year. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be a team come out the woodwork.
For me, man, I don't know why, but it bothers me, man, when we all kind of in unison agree that we think one team is better, but we got to put the other team in, and we don't really have nothing to point to put them in. We don't. We kind of just put them in because I don't know. And guess what? For me, like I'm saying, I want to keep repeating. The 14 playoff was fine to me. If shit was the way that Q wanted it to be, Alabama playoff chances would have died in Knoxville, Tennessee that night. It'd have been over with for the playoff. It would have been over with for me. So Bama not even my main issue with this whole thing. It's the process. It's the process in which it's done that's extremely flawed. Your number 1 seed got a much harder path than your 5 and 6 seed. You got 2 or 3 or 4 teams in here that ain't beat nobody all damn year, but they get to be in it because they play in much lesser conferences. I think there are playoff spots that should be for Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Alabama being occupied by teams in that tournament that really shouldn't be there, and we know they shouldn't be there. That's my problem with the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me. It's just me.
Yeah. I agree. But it's gonna be next year. It's gonna be next year. A team come out the woodworks like a SMU, but it's gonna be a different team that have a good record and ain't gonna beat and play nobody. Have no good resume. Their resume gonna look kind of like SMU, similar to that, and it's gonna come down to them and another SC team, and the SC team gonna be the first one, gonna be on the outside looking in, the first one out. Watch what I tell you. That shit gonna happen next year, but it ain't gonna be
Telling you,
Alabama.
I think after this season, I think they finna modify. I think we finna get rid of that auto bid shit. Greg
Yeah, I hope they
Sankey will
do.
not let this happen to him 2 years in a row.
I hope they
He
do,
will
but
not.
if they don't, that shit gonna happen. I hope they do, but if they don't, that shit gonna happen.
No, I'm with you on that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to sit up here and make it. For me, it's not an Alabama thing. Olaf, I want to read you a series of tweets, Fat. I'm gonna read you a series of tweets that I saw. I think I saw them yesterday. I was gonna wait and bring them up on here. Let me see. Can I find them? Let me find the tweets. Oh look, Cap. Okay, here we go. It says, when you give teams that didn't beat a single good team at large spots in national title playoffs, you are creating serious problems for your game. It is precisely that simple. The guidelines or the college football playoff membership has to change. What happened yesterday can't happen. That's what somebody tweeted and said. Wes Rucker tweeted and said that, whoever that is. The Star Spangled Vol, just like a Tennessee page, Tennessee, I hated Alabama rival, said Alabama did not deserve to get in, period. The Wes Rucker person tweeted, he said, for the 1,000,000th time, this is not about Alabama. Everyone needs to get that idea out of their heads. This is about a decision to incentivize non-competitive schedules. If you are a college football fan, you do not want that. Please understand the seriousness of this. That's Wes Rucker. Now, what I just read, this the last tweet I'm going to read about this. Clint Lamb. You know Clint Lamb, cover Alabama, cover Crimson. For that last tweet I just said about the 1,000,000 times, it's not about Alabama. Clint Lamb said, bingo. South Carolina had as much of an argument on their front as Alabama. Bama had the head-to-head tiebreaker, but I actually say some of this applies to them more than it does Alabama. What are their terrible losses? They got the wins, Missouri and Clemson. They played good teams close, Alabama, LSU. It's a really tough environment. 24-point loss to a borderline team isn't a terrible blemish. That borderline playoff team would be Ole Miss, especially when it happened 2 months ago. They had even just beat the team who beat SMU, Clemson. But because they didn't have Alabama and South Carolina in there together, with Bama as a roadblock for South Carolina, neither of them are in. They both have a gripe, as does Ole Miss. Period, point blank. I don't understand how you can hear that and not understand what the fuck that means. It's simple.
Exactly. And Q, I'm gonna say one thing.
It's not about Alabama. It's about the fact that they just told you basically who you play don't matter. Just win more games. And in the SEC, who you play has to matter. There ain't many cupcake teams in this league.
Hey Q, I'm gonna say this. And even if, let's take it from SMU. Say if Alabama would have won 11-2, or South Carolina would have won 11-2, and they didn't play nobody, and they didn't put them in, I wouldn't be mad. You didn't play nobody. Fact. I had the same thing. If Bama had a weak schedule and went 11-2, and they lost their conference championship game, if they lost to the only 2 teams they played, the ranked teams they played, they lost to, and they went 11-2, they would be out of my playoffs too. You didn't play nobody.
Like, I don't understand why that's so harsh to say.
Yeah. I'm a Bama fan, but that's how I feel. I feel like that with any team. It could be my team, your team, whoever team. If you win 11-2, but the only the two losses that you got,
ranked teams you played.
The 2 ranked teams that you played, you lost to. Nigga, you out of the playoffs. You out of the playoffs.
Why? Why is Indiana so firmly in the playoffs?
Yeah, they don't make sense. With no case. You have no
Guess what?
case.
I'm fair. Why is Texas so firmly in the playoffs? Who have they beat?
Exactly. Nobody.
It's too many. It's too much. There's too many opinionated criteria going on at one time. Texas is in the playoff. Do I think they're a top 12 team? Sure. Got no problem Texas being in the playoff. But at the same time, your resume has to matter. Texas is in the playoff strictly off of eye test.
Yeah.
If we're going to use our eye test, y'all going to tell me the team that beat Georgia don't belong in the playoff over SMU.
Yeah.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Stop.
Exactly.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Stop.
That was ridiculous, man. This was ridiculous.
I just hope
the playoff committee failed this vision.
They got set for college football Sunday, unless changes happen. Granted, if Alabama had to be the guinea pig, so to speak, cool. But I want you to know, for the Auburn fans that was laughing, one day Auburn gonna have a team good enough to get to the playoff one day. One day. So let's say Auburn there in that goddamn spot, and that team get in over Auburn because they lost one less game, but they played way less of competition. It ain't gonna be so goddamn funny then, now is it?
Hell no.
That's my problem, man. That's my problem. I don't give a damn about Bama not getting in.
Yeah.
I said before the year started, Alabama won the national championship. I said my literal pick on this show, I picked Ohio State to win the whole thing.
Me too.
I picked Ohio State to win it. So my prediction is still alive.
Yeah, I knew Bama was gonna win it. No.
But as far as I didn't pick Bama to win the whole thing, my reason, my point, and this is the last time, man, and we're gonna wrap this one up. My main point is not that Bama didn't get in, man. It's the reason why they didn't get in.
Yeah.
It's the reasoning for me. Not that they didn't, it's the reasoning for me. The criteria is flawed, man.
Because you changed the whole criteria.
They can't understand, what I'm saying, the point I've been trying to convey throughout this entire episode. You get what I'm saying, but you just don't like Bama, so you can get you a good kick out of it, and that's fine. But I'm just somebody, I try to advocate for what's right. I don't think you should be rewarded because the schedule you play is much easier than the schedule that they play. Just like I said that with Bama and SMU, I said the same thing for Clemson and South Carolina. And Clemson actually, South Carolina beat Clemson, and Clemson get to go to the damn playoff because they play in the ACC. Let that sink in, man. Let that sink in, man. These two teams played. South Carolina beat them in Clemson. They beat them in Clemson. And Clemson get to go to the playoff because they play in a weaker conference because they won the ACC championship. The way that shit should have went. If this shit was structured the way it should be, Clemson supposed to win the ACC championship, and South Carolina should still be in the playoff. Clemson can get the damn Citrus Bowl. Why the hell if you win your conference, you got to be in the playoff? What are we doing?
Exactly.
That's Arizona State and Boise State got bye weeks, and Texas, Tennessee, Ohio State, and Penn State got to play this weekend because they play in better conference. Man, let's wrap this up, man. I had enough, man. Because they need folks ought to be shot for this shit, man. And everybody on here that want to co-sign the sympathy. America love a good sob story. For them to go their ass out there and get their ass blown out by Penn State or whoever the fuck they end up playing in the playoff. Come on, man, stop. I want to see a competitive playoff. Miss me with y'all fun storyline. This ain't a Disney movie. Nigga, this shit don't work like this. I said the same thing about TCU when I got proved right. Same goddamn thing, man. What I do like about the 12-team playoff, why? Because they didn't get it right this year. Because whenever you're doing it right, you're not gonna have no TCUs in there. We got some TCUs in here right now. The good thing, by the time we get to our Final Four, they're gonna be at home.
Yeah.
Our Final Four should end up being the right Final Four. I got a problem with that. But my problem is we don't have to have all the SMUs, the TCUs, the Indianas, the teams we know ain't gonna win shit in here in the first place, man. That should be the Bama's, the South Carolinas, the Ole Miss. You could either have at least Miami do got Cam Ward. You could have put them. They would have been exciting to watch.
Yeah.
That's just SEC bias. This the best conference, nigga. Go check the motherfucker. Go check the goddamn draft picks. Go check the viewership. Go check your favorite recruiting websites. The SEC dominates the sport. That's not an SEC bias. Those are just the facts. Go watch the SEC championship and watch the ACC championship and tell me you think that's the same level of football. Man, you know what, man, Cat, man, you know, close the video, man.
Man, like, comment, share, subscribe, man. And We out, man.
We out.